Welcome to Art and Imagination with Janna. So glad to see you. Remember that anything that you can imagine, you can draw and paint. Hi, so glad to see you back today with the Art and Imagination program. We're happy to be here in the studio, and we're going to finish this little girl that we started last time. So let's get busy and let's go to work. Right now we're going to clean up all the the strokes that I don't want in there. So we're going to be shadowing and everything, and we said that the sun is coming from, or the light, let's say, but we'll call it the sun today, is coming from this direction. So this side of the girl is all going to be light, and we're going to work on getting all of our shadows in. Like if the light is coming from this direction, underneath her arm is going to be dark because of the arm being rounded, so the light would shine on this part of the work, and we're going to erase some of those pencil lines on your paper with your eraser and clean it up. That's what I call cleaning it up. And my eraser doesn't work really well with this newsprint that I've got here to show you how to draw. So we're going to clean up this arm and make it more realistic, and her holding her basket. But the shadow will come from underneath here. And we'll just start with the underarm part here. And I go from the arm part and in so that I can eventually on the top, we'll be coloring that too with our pencils. And I like to do this kind of lightly and then go back, and then our elbow is going to be right about there. No, I guess it's not. She's got a long arm here. So we're going to move this up because this is not in perspective because her arm wouldn't be that long. Her arm's going to come to about here. So let's put that little arm right in there. And it won't matter that I've got this here and haven't erased it yet, because the bigger part of our arm is up here. And then we're rounded, so as you can see the light from the light here in the studio, the top part of my blouse here is really light. Then you come around to the back side and it's darker. So it's the same whether she's got clothes on or whether it's her arm. Doesn't matter. It still gets shadowing underneath. And then let's kind of straighten her lines up here on her arm. So we'll do light pulling in from the other side. Because the light is coming and hitting her arm. And this would be a mid-tone when you're working with it. You fill in where you have to. And you just kind of build on that aspect of shadowing. And for now, we're just going to put her hand down like that. Make her thumb. Pretty soon, she's going to look like a real girl. And we got some of the lines here are already there, so I'll just kind of finish in with a light tone. And underneath her thumb will be dark. And then we just kind of fill in to a mid-tone. what you call a mid-tone, which is in between the light and the dark, would be the mid-tone. If you were using pencil or something, colored pencils or painting this is how you would set it up. Okay, now the sunlight's coming from there, so around her, I've already got the dark line there, around her jeans will be dark in there. And boy, I sure went crazy with showing you how to draw this with the lines last time. But sometimes a fast sketch is better than, you know, a slow sketch. So there again, the shadow of her jeans, the shadow of her jeans from her arm will be kind of dark in here, and then it will lighten up, you know, going down through here. And we've got pockets on her. Let's put a waist on her, like a little belt. And this one here on this side will also be dark like that. So we want to darken that up. So we'll darken up this arm coming down because it's underneath, and the jeans will. I could have cleaned this up at home, but I wanted to show you how to clean it up rather than me doing it at home where you couldn't see what I was doing. So this will be kind of dark over here on the top of her arm on this side. So it's the opposite. Here it's dark under here on her arm because the light's coming from there. Light's coming, so it's going to be dark on this side because her body is shielding the sun a little bit. Not too much, we don't want to put too much in there, but we want to just show the line. So there again, we got her arm too long. I was doing it so fast last time. And it's hard to draw sideways. I don't usually have this tablet sideways up on an easel. I usually have it on my lap or on a table where it's flatter. But we're going to be all right. We're going to be just fine. We're going to get there. So this, like I said, this part of her jeans will be a little bit dark on this side where it was light on this side. And let's shorten up her arm. Let's put her hand about here. Make a nice line there. And this will be a little bit lighter. Working with pencil or charcoal is like making a negative if you're going to do a painting. Sometimes I will do this in a black and white or with the charcoal or the pencil or whatever, and do my painting already in the black and white so I can see before I start painting where my darks are going to be, and it makes it so much easier. And you don't really have a shape when you have these overalls on, to some extent. So let's finish her arm down here. That's going to be light here, and we're going to pull that over to a mid-tone. And I like drawing. I get so engrossed in it. And it's such a good idea to do this before you paint. Now we have her here holding a pole, so we've got to change her thumb on this side. She'll have a thumb here. And then her hand will go back and around and bring the fingers, we'll bring the fingers back this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 5, okay? So we have the pole in here, so we have to make these fingers look like they're coming back down, we got to give it its finger folds. And then you kind of make little ovals when you're doing this. See, it makes it look like you're holding the pole, like that. So it goes around. And when you get confused or whatever, make a little fist or whatever and do, look at it. Look at how your fingers are going to be on there. So we've got to fix this pole. Or you can even make it a rake if you want to. But this pole is way too fat. Let's see if I can get rid of it. Sometimes the teacher has a little problem getting rid of some lines and everything when she's demonstrating, so please take that into consideration. Now it looks funny on here, exactly. So we're going to bring this pole down through her hand, and we're going to make it dark in there. And then we're going to make it a little darker under her fingers. Now it's going to look right. And you might have to fiddle with it some. I always do. So let's get that a straight line down here and a straight line here so we can see where that pole is. So the light's on this side of the pole. So let's make a few lines there, and it's going to be dark side. So I'm going to kind of curve, like you're making a little Q, a little comma, as you're making this pole round. So let's make it round, and making it come around. And we just keep going down. Just to save time, I won't go all the way down, but you get the picture here. And let's go up here, because we got a lot to do on this little gal. And I thank you for waiting for me for this week to come up and do this shadowing on this girl, because I know that if you didn't finish her yourself, then now you can take yours out and fix it like I'm trying to fix this one. So now I got to fix this pole going up this way. And she might have the pole for dogs or animals out there in the park where she's at. And this is just like stitching. Just go down. And I'm going to kind of do this one fast. And if you have your tortillo, you can use that to soften these lines. You can basically kind of draw with this tortillo. At least I do. And let's bring it down. And let's soften up her arms. Get her elbow in there. And it won't look so odd to you as we go along here. So you're coloring in a sense with the tortillo. And you're going to get dirty. See that? You're going to get dirty, so make sure you have your paper towel over your piece of work. So that you can keep the rest of it clean. Okay, she's got her pole down here. Now, let's go on this side of the jeans, or the overalls as they are. But they're denim. They're jeans. So, now if I were using colored pencil, I'd be using this in blues, but we're doing a black and white negative. So let's soften some of this up. So we need a tortillo to go over here on this side of the arm and clean that up some. Now remember, this doesn't have to always be perfect. This will be just, you know, a drawing that you're doing, that you're learning how to do a negative in the paint world. A lot of people just do pencil drawings, and that's all they do in their entire career. And they make money at it because they're so good at it. Okay, let's go down and let's color our top. Now this has a little bit of diamond here that I recall. So let's put that in before we go any farther. That's the advertiser's label. So we need to straighten this up too. Come down to that. So we're just kind of honing our picture and drawing it and coloring it with our black and white. And the clothes will be wrinkly to some degree. And there again, this tortillo will help all that in there. We forgot to put the armhole in this girl. Or I did. Now that looks a lot better now, doesn't it? Let's straighten up her. And you can see how much better that looks. So let's just kind of, in circles, do this tortillo just to kind of straighten it up. Use your point on it. And let's get her arm colored. Now I got too many lines right in here, so I'll see if I can get rid of them as we go down. Because she's a little girl. She's not very big. And she's out probably getting some flowers for her mom or something like that. Let's put a little cuff on these jeans. Or overalls. I keep calling them jeans. To me, they're jeans. And these little indications here that I put in, I'm going to darken those up because those are the wrinkles in the pants. When you wear pants, you have wrinkles that fall down into them. It's the fold of the fabric is what it is. So let's put the folds in there for her. Doesn't have to be perfect, remember that. So I'm going to darken at the bottom of her cuffs here on her pants. And then I'm going to darken the bottom of her shoes. Because that's where the shadow will be. And as you see that I put shadow underneath here, because the light's coming from there, so you will need a shadow over here. But we're getting there. I get engrossed, and I find that I don't watch the time all the time, so I guess they'll ring a bell for me or something. I'm going to use the side of my charcoal coming down on her jeans. And there'll be, you know, we'll put dark spots in there too. But I'm trying to hurry up. I know that it's getting time-wise. So I'm going to take my tortilla and I'm going to smooth this out. And I'm just going to go over all this. Okay. So you can see that when you start cleaning it up, it's looking pretty good. Okay, we'll have to do the pockets next. So the pocket is going to be dark on this side, pocket dark on this side, light on the top, light over here. And it also has stitching. So with all jeans and everything, they have stitching in them. And the overalls did too, but it looks like it's not going to work here. So you can put stitching all along there if you like. I know those pockets do not match, but we're not making perfect today. We're just not going to get perfect today. But we're going to continue on with this girl as we go along here. Okay, now it's her hat time. Let's get rid of some of this lines in here that I put in. A lot. Making the circle. And now I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to lighten up some of these places that I've got marked in there to kind of smooth it out. So you work with all your tools. Okay. So I'm going to go up here to the hat. Now the hat, she's got a sun hat on. I hope that's a good oval. It's hard to tell from this side. Now this side of the hat, because it's curled over, it's going to be dark in here. Because the little oval part, or the little part that's turned over, curled over, is dark underneath it. So underneath here, where you put your head, it's going to be dark on this side too. We want kind of a 3D motion. Now on this side of the hat, it's going to be on the outside. How am I doing for time? Am I doing all right? Okay, good. We got a little more time to go. Now I'm going to go on the rim of this hat outside and just kind of make sure that it's a little 3D. And I'm coming on this side with a line that I want to make dark. Okay. And then she might have a little dent here. Some hats do, some hats don't. So therefore, we've got our girl. I know that's not exactly round like I would like it, but it's going to be dark under here because I'm doing sideways work here. Now, let's bring her hair out. I had it all curly, but let's bring it out like the wind, it might be hitting it or something like that. And you're going to go over some of your work here. It's okay. And it's going to be very dark in here because of the light. So over here, it's going to be a lot lighter. And we're going to make her hair come down because she's a young girl, and these young girls like long hair. So let's just bring her hair down. And it's kind of straggly because she's out in the wind and everything. So let's just bring that down. We've already got it dark up here. I sure wish I had more time to go over these things with you. But we only get a half an hour, and that's kind of long enough in the beginning. So I hope you're enjoying your tea on this hot day, and remember to hydrate always in this heat that we have here in Arkansas. It's pretty hot here, so. But we love our Arkansas and our Ozark country, so we're not going to complain too much. We all have air conditioning. Now we're going to smooth out this up here in the hat. Now in order to make that like a straw hat, we're going to make little rings around like this. And just kind of go into the center the way that I had it, and I erased it. But you can just remember, all this is an illusion that when we draw or we make something of a picture or whatever, it's an illusion. And so we hope that the people that look at our art, that they like our illusions. So you don't have to put much in here to indicate that it's a straw hat. You always want to leave something to the imagination of the person looking at your work. So they can guess that this is a straw hat as you go around and make little indentations like this. It is so much fun to create this stuff. That's why I call this art and imagination, because it is a lot of imagination that you have to have in order to do the work that you're longing to do. So I hope that what I'm doing for you is going to be good and educational to you, and that you understand the whole process of the work that you're doing. And we're just starting out with pencil and stuff like that and charcoal. But believe me, we're going to get into some more in colored pencil and so on and so forth. So this whole hat here, I'm going to use my finger real quick for the shadows. And her hair. Now next time that we gather, we're going to do this background. So therefore, I'm going to show you how to do a good background for your picture. If we were painting, we put the background in first and then put the subject on top. But with pencil, we're going to put our subject in, and we're going to go around the subject with our charcoal and our pencil. And then we'll make some better flowers for her garden, and so on and so forth. So I hope that you've had fun like I've had fun. And boy, I'll see you next time, and we'll finish this off. So for now, we'll say good night or goodbye. For now, no, not goodbye. I'll see you next time. So remember to stay home. Thanks for being with me today. I hope you've learned something from the lessons that I've been giving you. Just remember, if you can imagine it, you can draw it or paint it. So I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.